a new goalkeeper linked, another attacking midfielder linked from Porto. Costa Nedeljkovic could be on his way, and Antony to Aston Villa? Surely not. Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another Transfer Talk Rumour special. Make sure you smash the like button and hit that subscribe button. Help us on the road to 6,000 subscribers. Yes, it has been a little bit quiet. I do imagine it picking up next week once that June the 30th deadline is passed and we get into July. Players coming back to pre-season. I think deals will start to be done in the next couple of weeks because Unai will want to get his players all settled, ready for pre-season fixtures and getting them set up for the start of the season. But yes, we've got a few links to discuss. Now, there has been a new goalkeeper linked today, Sene Lammens, Belgian goalkeeper. Interesting one. Not really known too much about him. Currently playing for Royal Antwerp in the Belgian Pro League and has 50 appearances. Was at Club Brugge as well, where he appeared twice and has represented Belgium right from under 15 through to under 21 level. Hasn't made a full cap yet, but was part of the Belgian Nations League squad. So has been a part of that squad. And I think he's very, very highly rated. Just looking at the links, there's been Manchester United linked and now Aston Villa potentially linked. So obviously he's doing the rounds in terms of being a goalkeeper that's highly rated. We're seeing, James Trafford potentially going to Newcastle. So are clubs looking at sort of younger goalkeepers to potentially build around or build their future with a club? I don't know. Emi Martinez, the rumors still circulate about him. What's happening with his future? Do we need to get rid of him to get wages off the wage bill? Lucas Chevalier, I would imagine, is still that number one choice, but you've got to keep your options open. And looking at his stats on SofaScore, obviously difficult in terms of goalkeepers to kind of get much of a view, but I think it was something like 9 clean sheets this season. In the Belgian league might be a bit of a difficult one to compare to, but it says penalty saves, long shot saves, and reflexes seem to be his strengths. 40 appearances, 40 starts, so very consistent. Saved 4 out of 8 penalties. Conceded 52 goals across 40 games, so that's not a bad ratio. 114 saves from inside the box and 57 saves from outside the box. So certainly faced a lot of shots and to concede 46 from inside the box and 6 from outside the box from 57 shots from outside the box to only concede 6 is pretty good ratio. As I said, 9 clean sheets and 9.1 ball recoveries per game. But 3 errors led to a shot and 2 errors led to a goal and only conceded 1 penalty. So I guess the scouts would have been looking at him. He's only 22 years of age. So if we could sign someone like Chevalier and get this goalkeeper in, get Lammens in, that would be, I think, a really good piece of business. I don't think you'd be bringing someone in of this ilk to be the number one goalkeeper. Not since you've had Emi Martinez for so many years. You just wouldn't be doing that. But certainly for future, and I guess that then leaves people like Joe Gauci and Philip Marshall maybe sort of on the fringes of the squad. So interesting one to look at. Are Villa actually interested? Is our name getting floated out there as potential bait for someone else to come in? That would be my question. But we'll see what happens on the goalkeeping front. For me, if Emi is to go, then Lucas Chevalier would be the one for me. We'd have to go all out to go for him. But it'd be interesting to see what does happen with Emi Martinez. Are the rumours sort of just circulating? Is he actually going to stay with Aston Villa? Digne could be the one to go in terms of his wages. I think it's been reported that Unai Emery wants to keep him. However, he may have to let him go because of the wage issue. And that would be a shame. And I don't think he's potentially going to be offered a new deal. So we'd have to look to move him on. As I've said before with the Boubacar Kamara situation, he might want to run his contract down, but we might need to cash in to sell him. And that's the sticking point. Now, another player who's been linked with Aston Villa, this I think was a couple of days ago now, maybe a day or so ago, Pepe, not the old one, but slightly younger, from Porto, attacking midfielder, Brazilian, and I think looks like a really good player, and has played for Brazil, has 2 caps for Brazil, 6 caps for the under-23 side, 127 appearances in the league for Porto, 15 goals. Played for Gremio as well with 113 appearances and 27 goals. Can play on the wing and can play at right back as well. On SofaScore, it's interesting. It says he is an attacking midfielder, which I don't actually think he is. He's more of a right back and right winger. So that doesn't really bode well for SofaScore. But we'll take a look at his stats anyway. And he's playing in the FIFA World Club Cup at the minute. But if you look at him right across the pitch, so can play on that left-hand side, can play on the right-hand side as well, and has appeared 31 times, started 25 games, only scored 3 goals in the league in terms of 1 with his head, 1 with his right foot, 1 with his left foot, 1 a penalty, and has 2 assists and has created 5 big chances. So is he a type of player who might need to resurrect his career? Is he gone a bit stale? Has he had a few injuries last season? I'll be interested to know what people would say about him who maybe watched him a little bit more closely in the Portuguese league, because the technical ability I'm sure is there, but maybe the season's been interrupted with injuries, or maybe he needs a fresh start in terms of a new club. I'd be concerned in terms of I guess we're letting a player in Leon Bailey go potentially, or we're letting a player like Emi Buendia go. Now, is he going to be in the same ilk as those? Is he going to take us to potentially the next level at 27, 28 years of age? Or would you be better off signing a 21, 22-year-old who you can really develop? That would be my question. We didn't get enough out of Emi Buendia, in my opinion, or we haven't got enough out of Emi Buendia. We haven't got enough out of Leon Bailey. We've had 1 really good season and we haven't had enough out of him. Now, what's to say that someone like Pepe is going to give us any more than what those have done? Obviously, if we are potentially interested, you trust in Unai to see something in him to potentially work on, but how much can you do that at 28 years of age? That's the only question that I would ask. Now, Kostin Nedeljkovic looks like he's on his way to RB Leipzig. They're trying to get a deal done. Whether that's done before the June the 30th deadline or whether it needs to be done is another matter. I think there's probably some negotiation to be done. I think there was a clause in there when he went on loan that there'd be some sort of option to buy or some sort of deal to be done by a certain date for a certain fee. So they're probably just waiting on that to see whether they might be able to negotiate a better fee. But I can see a move. I think they're talking around the 10 million euro mark, whether all that's up front, whether it's sort of 5 or 6 million euros, and then the rest based on appearances remains to be seen. But I think we won't be seeing Nedeljkovic in an Aston Villa shirt. I think he'll be most likely wearing an RB Leipzig shirt moving forwards. And look, wishing the best. Good business for Aston Villa. We'll see a few more players go. Kane Kessler-Hayden, Louis Barry, and 1 or 2 others, I'm sure, that will add to the bottom line and will help us in terms of that PSR. But I think it's the squad cost ratio that is really important that we sort out. More rumours of John Lucumi, the Colombian centre-back at Aston Villa, and I believe, I want to say, was it Brighton that were potentially ahead of the queue of multiple clubs interested in him. So that'll be interesting to see how serious we are. His name has been around for a few weeks now. So again, whether it's his agent, whether it's Bologna using him as a bit of bait, I don't know, or whether it is legitimate interest for Aston Villa, I guess we'll see in the next couple of weeks. But he does seem like a bona fide player that we are interested in. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a bid coming in for him after this deadline, after this June the 30th deadline. I think Aston Villa are really waiting for this to come through, get all this out the way. Then July the 1st, we'll start to see potential offers, potential deals being made. There has been talk of Ollie Watkins being I guess, the third choice for Arsenal now. If they don't get Sesko or Gyökeres, then they're going to turn their attentions to Ollie Watkins, which I bet Ollie Watkins feels fantastic about. If we don't sign this player, and if we don't sign that player, then we might go for you. I guess that makes him feel really wanted. So I can imagine Arsenal really going for Watkins really going for that one off Arsenal. So yeah, if there's any truth in that, I can imagine he feels amazing about being the third choice striker in their list of players that they want. So we'll see where that one goes. And I guess the final one is I cannot. Look, when we talk about it, it's a bit of fun. I know lots of people have mixed opinions in these transfer rumor shows, but I just like to talk about it. I like to discuss. I like to get your views on it. But Antony has apparently been linked with Aston Villa. Can you see it? I really can't see it. He had a terrible time at Manchester United after signing for £90 million. Appeared 62 times in the league, scoring 5 goals, but did have a bit of a renaissance to the back end of last season when he went to Real Betis. And a similar vein to Marcus Rashford coming to Aston Villa. Fresh start, fresh approach, fans that probably appreciated him, fans that wanted to give him a fresh start as well. And he scored 5 goals in 17 games for Betis. Operates down that right-hand side. He got 4 goals as well in 9 appearances in the league. So he had a really good spell there, 3 with his left foot, 1 with his right, and he got 3 assists as well, created 5 big chances. So he did have a real bit of a renaissance at Real Betis. So look, if you ask, I absolutely don't think it would happen. No chance it happens. But could I see Unai Emery trying to get something out of Antony as opposed to Garnacho? Yes, I could. Yes, I could. I could see that. I could see Antony ahead, in my opinion, in the pecking order of what I could see Unai Emery thinking he could get something out of a player of Antony over Garnacho. But I can't see either of them happening in any way, shape, or form. But I just thought I would talk about it. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. Could you see Antony coming? Could you see it being a similar story if he was to Marcus Rashford coming to Aston Villa? Would he be a fresh start for him? Would he really take to Aston Villa and not have the pressure of Manchester United and all of the weight of the shirt behind him? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can't see it. To be honest, Pepe, I don't see that one at all. The goalkeeper, yeah, I could see that one happening, but I would want Chevalier 100% if Martinez was to be sold. And John Lucumi, that rumor doesn't go away. So I could see that one having legs and that one potentially happening. But we will see into the coming week, July the 1st on Tuesday, when things hot up. And I think the players are probably back into pre-season, start of the week after, probably the 7th of July. So that's when things will really kick off. Thank you for watching. Please do hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and get your comments in below, your thoughts on the latest rumors. Anyone else who you're thinking that we could sign, or anyone else who you think we need to move on from the club, let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll be back. I think we might do a fans forum on Tuesday night, 1st of July. This PSR or the June the 30th deadline out the way. You never know, we might have sold some players. So we'll be back with a fans forum. Any questions, any topics you want us to cover, let us know in the comments as well. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.